I'm part of a submarine expedition to the deepest part of the ocean. What we found was a door, locked from the outside. It looked like an old steel bulkhead, the kind you would find in the interior of an old military vessel, with those large wheels that you have to turn to open the door. Over 10,000 meters of depth and 15,200 pounds per square inch is what our equipment measured. To find anything man-made at that depth was inconceivable. I couldn't believe it. It was on the side of an especially steep drop. The rectangle of steel, while difficult to spot, did not exactly appear natural. It stood out to me, despite the total lack of visibility. I immediately turned to my partner. "It's crazy how the darkness fucks with your brain if you stare into it long enough," I said. The submersible was a research submarine designed for a two-man crew, but there was barely enough space for one. Stanley was the man next to me. He was my co-pilot and research scientist. "I know what you're talking about," said Stanley with a smile. "That rock looks like a cabin door. It's got the wheel and everything." That's exactly what I was thinking. I leaned in to take a closer look. Look how smooth it is, too. It seemed we both knew we had to take a closer look. I slowed the descent of the ship and intensified the headlights. There, in the middle of a steep, jagged cliff, over 10,000 meters below the ocean's surface, was a door. It was impossible to mistake it for a rock formation. It had perfectly cut edges, rounded and smoothed out, completely symmetrical. It had a wheel in the center too, which coincided with no rock I had ever seen. Without a doubt, it was a door, a steel bulkhead. "How in the world," I said, "a shipwreck? Here? It can't be in such a perfect condition," I was whispering. We continued our slow descent until the bulkhead was directly in front of us. I halted the submarine with the beams pointing directly at the door. "Take some pictures, and send them up along with some data," I told Stanley. I heard Stanley clicking at the machinery. I stood still, staring into the monitor in front of me. The submarine was very small, and did not have a window to the outside. Our exterior was displayed on a small screen. I leaned in to get a closer look. My eyes widened.